How do you guys already have YouTube? Like, what's going on right now? I'm so confused why I see this happening. This is odd. We good? All right, we are live over on YouTube, guys. So we're live. Come on over. Chris, Jack, what's good? Chris and Jack, what's going on? All right, let's get to it. Let's go ahead and run the intro inside of chat. And we'll officially be here on the mic, guys, in about 1 minute. Count down, make it a happen. So on YouTube, just come in, get tuned in, get ready to rock and roll here today. All right. Let's make it happen. Again, good morning, everybody. If you are on YouTube, Jack and Chris, what's going on, guys? What's going on? All right, YouTube, Alpha Day Trading. I'll see you guys there. Let's make it happen. See you on YouTube. Come on. Come on. Brian, what's good with it, Brian? Skylar, Joey, what's going on, everybody, over on Tube? Over on ZTube. Again, good morning, good morning. All right, all right. Let's get to it. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, traders inside the chat. What's up? What's going on? Welcome back and happy hump day. Woo, my favorite day of the week. It is Wednesday, February 22nd, 3 days away from my birthday. Feeling good. Getting ready to hit Dirty 30. Dirty 30, man. I'm not looking forward to it. But anyway, it's the week of Josh's birthday. We're celebrating with some big time profits here inside of Profits Chat. We're having some fun. We're making it happen, and we're crushing this market. Ladies and gentlemen, again, good morning. Hope you guys are feeling good. You're dialed in. You're focused. You are motivated. Hope you guys are fired up, ready to crush this day, ready to have another amazing day in the market. We crushed it yesterday. We locked in some big time profits on the small account. We locked in some nice profits on our main account as well. It was a great day yesterday, exceeding our goals, exceeding those expectations. And I want to see another great day just like that today. You guys ready? Let's make it happen. Good morning, Josie, Tracy, Javier. What's up, brother? Welcome back. Trader Adam, John Cohen, everybody inside the chat right now. It's a requirement. You have to hit me with a big old good morning. And if I do not see you hitting me with a good morning inside a chat, but I see you inside a chat watching the stream, I'm going to ban you today. I'm going to ban you. So you better hit me with a good morning. Introduce yourself. Say what's up, traders. What's going on, team? Let's make it happen. Let's have some fun. And let's lock in some profits. All right. Chris, what's going on over on YouTube? Brian, Big Daddy. I like it. Eugene, what's good? Skylar, Jack, Chris, Edwin, and David, what's good? What's going on YouTube? Happy Wednesday. Let's dive into it and let's make it happen. All right, let's make it happen. All right, so we're going to start with the good old penny stocks, right? There we go inside the chat. That's what I'm talking about. About time you guys step up and hit me with a good morning. There we go. Beautiful. This is what I want to see every morning. I want to see everybody that's inside a chat. Good morning, good morning, good morning. That's what I'm talking about. Who's here? Who's ready to crush it? Who is ready to make it happen? Is there a YouTube link on the site? Greed is good. I am not sure what you're asking as far as is there a YouTube link on the site? So maybe we have some moderators and some leaders inside a chat that can go ahead and answer that question. Make sure members are all taken care of, especially our new members, as we're breaking everything down this morning. All right. So you guys know me, penny stocks. All right. Not a fan of them just because we're not seeing consistency. We're not seeing follow through. And that's just, it is what it is. That's the market right now, guys. You got to assess the market conditions and understand what kind of market you are in. All right. Joey, that is not the correct link, sir. I think he is asking, is there a YouTube link right? Maybe for the live stream. So go ahead and just ask what that pertains to, and then we'll go ahead and make sure that we get the correct link over to him if he's asking about the live stream right now inside of chat, or if he is asking about what's going on YouTube. But he doesn't need the YouTube link. He's here inside of chat, right? So anyway, guys, penny stocks, market conditions, hit or miss. It is what it is. That's the market that we're currently in right now at this point in time, and we're just not seeing the consistency and the follow through. So you just got to take that in consideration when reviewing these penny stocks, when really trying to identify where the best of the best opportunity is, right? Where the best of the best opportunity is, guys. So you got LLAP. They're bagging. No, they're not bagging. Terran Orbital Bags. That's the name of the company. But anyway, they're bagging a $2.4 billion contract to build 300 satellites for Rivita Space Networks. And then here, we got another one right here at 905, that LLAP. Shares are trading higher after the company announced it has been awarded. They are bagging that $2.4 billion contract to design, build, and deploy 288 low Earth orbit satellites, which is a really, really good press release here with LLAP. Right? Fantastic press release. The float's a little large. That's the only downfall. It's about 100 million in float. And what do we know about floats? The lower the float, the bigger the spike. Right? The lower the float, the bigger the jumps in price, and the easier it is to make profits by scalping these pennies. Right? So right now at this point in time, we got LLAP. Just give me 1 second. Why are these showing on the stream? Let's keep it clean. Anyway. So again, LLAP, great press release. It's a little bit larger on the floats, 99 million in float, but it's trading great volume. But just understand it's a large float, and it may not move like this intraday. In pre-market, the float doesn't really take an effect on the stock. You can see billion in float stock rip and run, 10, 20, 30%, right? In pre-market, post-market, the float doesn't really hold the stock back. But when the market opens, you will see that float really take an effect. 99 million in float is large. It's not going to move like a 3 million in float stock will move. It won't move like a 20 million in stock float will move. Remember, the lower the float, the bigger the spikes. The larger the float, the slower and steadier the stock can be. So if you're expecting those big 50-cent rips, those quick rips and runs when the market opens, I probably wouldn't suggest that's what you're going to see just because of the float. But again, it could be one of those nice, slower and steadier movers, and there's still some potential to the upside when we open on up. So what we can see here with LLAP is we're finding some decent support right around this 292 level. Look, 292 support, 292 support. We're holding 292 as support right now at this point in time. And then where does 292 come from? It's such a random number. It comes right here from the daily chart. Look at all that daily resistance at 292, 292, 292, 292. It was hit several times. No wonder it's holding on up as support here intraday. So you got 292, which is a decent, right? It's not great, fantastic key. It's decent support. And we could absolutely see LLAP hold above this level and have a nice little bounce and have a nice little push. Where to? Back up to the 200-day moving average. That's going to be very strong resistance here with LLAP. So if you can hold above 292 and you're looking to take this long for a quick move on up, where can you see this go up to? $3.25 right into the 200 SMA. And if you can break the 200 SMA today, guys, you could absolutely see the stock back up towards around those pre-market highs of 376. But there's a lot of strong resistance at this red line right at $3.25. Again, that's the 200-day moving average, one of these strongest levels of support and resistance for penny stocks when we're looking at moving averages. The 200 SMA, that red line, is going to be a very strong resistance level here, guys. Okay, so if you hold 290, 292, you can catch this for a bounce back up to 325. And if you ever start to break this downtrend, that would give you a confirmation for the entry. So if you come down and bounce at 290 and then start to break this downtrend, you could absolutely get in long for that quick spike on up to the 200-day moving average, and you would simply put stops below support. So entries would be maybe right around $3. Stops would be at like 285, and you have a 325 target. Decent little risk reward opportunity here with LLAP. So I would keep this one on high watch. This is the number one stock right now at this point in time that you should be watching if you're going to be watching and looking at penny stocks today. All right. So that's LLAP. If we have time here closer to the bell, we'll discuss another stock that you think has good potential. But I would say right now, LLAP is the number one to keep on watch here at this point in time in penny stock land. All right. What do I think is going to happen with the SPY today? Like, what's my analysis, right? We crushed it yesterday. We were gapping down. We wanted to see a bounce on up to 404.16, which was Friday's low of day. And we wanted to see the SPY get rejected at that level to play puts for the fade down to 400. We absolutely crushed it. 80% return in 30 minutes. Those contracts by the end of the day, as the SPY was at 399, were up over 400% yesterday. Absolutely nuts. Absolutely insane. We nailed our trade to the penny all the way down to that target. It was a great feeling. We locked in some killer freaking profits, a $600 investment into $1,100 in 30 minutes. What a great way to grow the small account. First day of this week. We're going to do it again today. But here's the deal. What do we have going on today at 2 o'clock? We have the FOMC minutes. And what do we know on days where we have economic releases, economic events? Whether that's CPI, whether that's PPI, whether that's the Fed's interest rate decision, whether we got Jerome Powell with the press conference. Like, what do we know leading up to these events? The market's slower. The market's steadier. It's not as volatile. It's not as consistent. It's not as predictable. So you may see one of those slow, steady grinds today. If it's one of those slow, steady moves, right, just get a sense of direction the first 10 to 15 minutes, right? Really gain a sense of direction in the first 10 to 15 minutes of the day, and then look to get in and then trade that momentum, trade that trend, that slow, steady grind on up or on down, depending on the direction here on the SPY. And we'll get a great sense of direction here within the first 10 to 15 minutes, in my opinion, and then we can trade accordingly leading up to 2 p.m., the FOMC minutes. At 2 p.m., that's where I expect more volatility to move on in, where we could really be looking for some great high probability, predictable scalps that we all love so much. So expect a slower, steadier morning leading up to 2 o'clock. But we can still trade this move. We can still trade leading up to that time frame. Just understand the market conditions that are more expected, right? That are a higher probability of we actually seeing those types of market conditions, and just position yourself accordingly and just trade accordingly in the market. So here's the deal. If the SPY is below this $400.13 level and we can't get above it, I will be looking to place some puts for that slow, steady fade on down to these pre-market lows of $398.23. So if we open on up, come up to that $400.13 level, and we can't break above, right? And we can't break above that level. I would absolutely be looking to get into some put contracts for that nice fade on down, again, to that pre-market low, $398.23. But if we break this downtrend here on the SPY, we get back above 400 and we're breaking that $400.13 level, and we stay above that level, okay? Hey, we got a good sense of direction. The markets want to move higher leading up to that 2 o'clock release of FOMC minutes. So then we'll trade accordingly, and we'll just kind of retest some of yesterday's levels as our profit-taking levels, right? Like 401 would be a good profit-taking level. Go back and look at yesterday, right around 401.60 would be a good profit-taking level. And then up here around 402.35 would be a good profit-taking level. So that's really all we do. That's all we do, right? So you got like two scenarios on the SPY, and it makes it really, really simple. But expect more slow and steadiness to the upside or the downside, but there's potential, right? The SPY comes through and breaks this downtrend, and we get above that $400.13 level, and we see it holding as support. We simply play calls, let the market do its thing up until 2 o'clock, and we already have our targets established, and those targets are coming from yesterday's levels. Pretty simple stuff. We just got to wait for that downtrend to break, wait for the SPY to get above that level of resistance, hold it as support, and see it validating that, hey, I'm holding above this support level, time to play calls. Then we just simply get involved, play calls, position ourselves correctly for that slow and steady grind up to these levels of resistance from yesterday. But let's say that the SPY can't break the downtrend. Let's say the SPY cannot come through and break this downtrend, and we continue to get rejected and we fall below this short-term support level, right? That's where I'd be looking to grab those put contracts for that nice fade on down to that pre-market low. So it really comes down to this trend line. Trend line breaks, we get back above that $400.13 level. We stay above it. At that point in time, we play calls up to these levels of resistance, okay? And then to the flip side, if we don't break the downtrend and we can't get above it and we start breaking the short-term support level, right? We then look to play some puts for that nice slow fade on down to that pre-market low. So it really just comes down to what we do at this trend line. What are we doing at this $400.13 level to really get a sense of direction, to really gauge what the highest probability outcome is going to be here on the SPY. So we trade this accordingly leading up to 2 p.m., guys. That's how I'm going to, basically position myself today. That's what I'm looking for. And if we see what we need to see and we get what we want, we'll definitely execute those trades. Again, just like we did yesterday, right off that 404.16 level. Let's just crush it again. Let's nail our trades. Let's nail our entries. And let's just absolutely dominate this market like we've been doing, guys. Right? So sit back, be patient. Let's wait for that solid validation, that confirmation that we're looking for to really feel confident to jump on in. And let's make it happen. Let's lock in some profits, guys. Okay? Tesla, TSLA at this point in time. I am looking to see if we do start fading on off, right? So we have a lot of resistance at 199. We can see yesterday we bounced at 199. Here yesterday bounced at 199, bounced at 199, bounced at 199. Here in pre-market, we came up to 199, resistance. Came up to 199, resistance, right? We broke it, but it was a false breakout. Right back below 199. What did it do? Turned into resistance. So we can see that we had a false break over that resistance level, and we came back up and Tesla said, yeah, it really is resistance. We're staying below 199. And then what did Tesla do? Well, then Tesla comes through and cracks this uptrend. So not only are we seeing a lot of resistance at 199 after we got this false breakout, which is a sign of weakness, right? Getting a false breakout, sign of weakness, coming back up and validating. Yep. 199's resistance, and then we crack the trend line going from the bullish side to the bearish side. So I'm actually leaning a little bearish right now on Tesla. As long as we stay below 199, I want to short Tesla down to 195. Okay, so as long as we stay below 199 on Tesla, I do believe we drop on off towards that pre-market low of around 195.42. And then zoom out, big picture, what else would we have here? Right? If we fall below 195, the next level on Tesla, as far as support goes, is going to be this trend line that goes all the way back to this low of 101, right? We had that 101 low. We put in this low at 115. We respect the trend line here, and then we can extend this trend line to the right and see that this is the next place that we could see Tesla come down to before bouncing on up, which is in line with some of this prior support. Right? Look at all of that 189.50 support on Tesla. Where does that intersect? Well, here today into tomorrow, that support level intersects with that trend line. So that's the next place that I would expect to see Tesla bounce. So here short term, based on the analysis, I'm expecting Tesla to fade on down towards around this 195 level. And if Tesla ever cracks that 195 level, I would say that, hey, Tesla has potential to come down into this 190-ish level, which also puts you right around that uptrend, right? Also puts you right around that uptrend. And that's then where we could possibly see Tesla bounce and then look to play some calls for the move on back up, right? But I'm thinking further ahead. I'm thinking maybe into tomorrow, maybe Friday, we see Tesla down around that 190-ish area. And that's where we could then look to play some calls if we see Tesla tomorrow in pre-market sitting at those two key levels of support. But here short term today, again, we're below 199. We're very, very bearish under that 199 level, especially after that false breakout. Then we cracked this uptrend. Right now, the technicals suggest we drop on off towards around 195.42. And then if and when we crack below that 195.42, technicals suggest we fade and fall down into the low 190s, which also puts us right around that trend line that we've been holding again since early January. All right. So that's what I'm looking at here on Tesla. Below 199, I want to be short on Tesla today, down to 195.42. If we get above 199, we'll readjust, reassess, and see if there's a reason to play calls at that point in time. But right now, I only have a short plan in place. If the short plan validates, we take it. If it doesn't validate, we're going to sit on our hands with Tesla and wait to see if it sets up for a trade today, guys. That's my 2 cents on Tesla, and that's how I'm looking to position myself here today on this stock to crush it. And it's very similar to what we did here on, what day was it? Was it Friday, where we came out and had 3 for 3 on Tesla? Scalp. I mean, we just absolutely crushed Tesla on Friday. I'm looking to crush it again today. I like the technicals. I like how we're developing, and I think there's a lot of great opportunity here at the start. All right, so again, you guys go my 2 cents, what I'm expecting to see take place today on the SPY, how I'm looking to position myself correctly on the SPY today. You have my analysis here on Tesla. Really liking Tesla today. This is my primary watch right at the start of the day here, guys. And then maybe Airbnb, for the crack below this 128 level, right? If we fall below yesterday's low of day, we have this gap that needs to be filled off earnings down around 121.50. I'm just not a fan of how Airbnb moves like intraday, right? So it's going to be really hard to day trade this. This is going to be more of a higher time frame opportunity. So if we see Airbnb open and at any point in time we see it falling below yesterday's low of day and staying below that level as intraday resistance, I would definitely look to play some puts for the drop on down to 121.50. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys are asking, Josh, you really think Airbnb is going to go from 128 to 121.50 today? It could happen, but I don't think it's going to happen all in one day. By the end of the week, absolutely. If we get that 128 crack and we really start to open on up and fade to the downside and pick up a little bit more momentum here with some sellers, yeah, I definitely think by the end of this week, you could see Airbnb closing that gap at 121.50. So this is a type of day trade opportunity that I want to position myself on for a swing trade, right? Go 30, 45 days out. If we get a couple of points here intraday and we want to lock in some profits for the day trade, let's do it. But if we want to hold some of this position overnight because it's really starting to fade and fall and move in our direction, hey, there's so much potential to see this down into that, again, mid 121s here by the end of this week. So I want to make sure that I'm positioned correctly to swing trade this if we see a reason to actually hold this overnight and swing trade this. But right now, it's a good day trade opportunity. Below 128, we could look for those puts, look to short this for the start of that next leg down to essentially fill that gap from earnings at 121.50. All right. And then Roblox, I think it's a little far off. I don't think it's going to happen today, but we'll keep it on watch. So if Roblox comes down to this 35.74 level, right? 35.74, it's gap from earnings, right? We had, again, a close at 35.74. We had earnings and we gapped up to 42 and we squeezed, right? Beautiful trade we took it that day. Now we're dumping on off. Where is the next place that we could see Roblox come down to, stop, and bounce, right? The close before the gap up. This is a daily gap fill bounce strategy. One of my favorite strategies here when looking at daily timeframes. It's a daily gap fill bounce strategy, especially when the stock is crashing back into that level. You see Roblox, it's not just steadily pulling back. Meta's steadily pulling back after earnings. See, that's a steady pullback here on Meta off earnings. RBLX is dumping back down into the close prior to earnings, right? It's very extended, moving sharply to the downside, which makes this a really, really nice daily gap fill bounce strategy because how fast and how quickly we're coming back down into that level. So if we see another massive sharp drop today on Roblox, right, and we get down into that 35.74 level, I would look for a quick scalp here on Roblox, maybe 50 cents to $1 for an intraday day trade scalp. 50 cents to $1 intraday day trade scalp, right? Maybe risk 25 to 50 cents at most. You won't need to give this a lot of breathing room. It's either going to come down and hit 35.74-ish to the penny and bounce, or it's going to come down and crack it and come down to 35.50, which invalidates this trade. So if you're looking to get into the penny at 35.74, fantastic. If it comes down below that level to like 35.50, get out, because that's not the trade. You want to see it come down to the penny, 35.74, get a reaction, get a bounce, and I think we get about a 50 cent to a possible $1 bounce off this daily gap fill. And that's going to be Roblox, guys. All right, so the SPY, you got inside my head, what I'm expecting to do, how I'm looking to trade this market. Tesla, exactly what I'm expecting today with Tesla. And then again, Roblox, which is a stretch, right? It's a stretch. It may not happen, but I like it if it gets down to that daily gap fill. And then Airbnb. I do like this below 128 for a nice little 3-day drop down to that 121.50 to close that gap. All right. And then lastly was LLAP entries. As close to this 290 as possible. Stops right below that level if you're anticipating the break of the downtrend, or you just wait for the break of the downtrend, grab entries right around 3, stops go under support, and your target is going to be the 200-day moving average at 325. You got a really nice clean trade like right now with LLAP, and I'm pretty sure there's probably some traders inside a chat just crushing it right now on the stock, making it happen. Manage your risk, keep your stops tight, under support. You want to get the break of the downtrend. You want to see the squeeze through $3, and you want to take profits into the break, into the move. You want to be scaling out into the break, into the move, if we get it, and going risk-free as soon as possible, because you will probably be in this trade right when the market opens, and there's a lot of unpredictability of what's going to happen right when the market opens. So again, if you get that break, you start to see that move, take profits into strength right at the start of the day on this penny stock and go risk-free as soon as possible. All right. So that's it, baby. That's it. That's what I got for you. LLAP, the best looking stock for a trade, right? That's why I didn't talk about any other penny stock, because this was like the only stock that really stood out to me. Great press release, great volume, technicals looking decent. And hey, you got a possible trade right here, right now to start your day off strong, lock in some great profits, and make it happen, baby. So get with it, make it happen, do the right thing, manage your risk, and secure the bag on LLAP, guys. Because guess what? They secured the bag. So you secured the bag as well. They secured that $2.4 billion bag. Secure your nice little $1,000 bag here on LLAP. Make it happen. All right, we got about 2 minutes to go, baby. 2 minutes to go until the market opens on up. Ladies and gentlemen on YouTube, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the session, getting inside my brain, understanding what I'm looking at, why I'm looking at it. Maybe you guys were able to take something away from an educational standpoint as well. I really try and make sure there's tons of education in these morning sessions, get you guys prepared for the day, what's going on, what I'm looking at, why I'm looking at it. And then if you can take a good quality trade, be able to make some money as well and see, hey, like I can actually learn this. There's something here to be learned. I can apply this. I can actually make consistent profits in the market. It's a good feeling. And if I can help you guys get that good feeling and learn and make a couple of bucks in the process, I love doing it. And I appreciate you guys showing up. And again, finding these, the success that you want to find in seeing the results that you want to see. All right. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. 9:30 stream comes down. I go live inside a chat with members exclusively to make sure that we're all locking in some great profits. But again, I'll see you back here tomorrow morning on YouTube, 9 a.m. to 9:30. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys, again, like the stream. It goes a long way, and hit that notification bell. Every time I go live in the morning, you're notified. You get dropped right into the stream, and you're here ready to rock and roll. All right. And don't forget, right? Instagram. Click the link in my bio on TikTok. I'm sure a lot of you guys came from TikTok, or just go to my my Instagram channel, the official Alpha Day Trading Instagram page. Go follow me on Instagram, right? Make sure you do that. Make sure you like and comment on the very first video that you see. And then next Friday, I'll be going live to do giveaways for everybody that gives me a follow, likes, and comments on that post. So if you like, comment, give me a follow, you will be included in the giveaway. Give away free memberships, cash, gift cards. We'll have some fun with it. We'll do some giveaways, and we're going to start doing that every couple of weeks here moving forward. So make sure you guys go secure your spot for the giveaway. Again, very simple. Go give our page a follow, like the first video, and comment as well. But guys, we got 10 seconds to go. Let's get with it. Let's get dialed in. Let's get focused, and let's start our day off strong and profitable, ladies and gentlemen. Number one stock right now that you guys should be watching, LLAP. If you like this penny stock here, above 290 for the break of the downtrend for that squeeze on up towards around 325. Full disclaimer, I'm not in it right now. But I'm watching it here at 290. Look at that. Nice reaction at 290. Stops under 290, guys. Stops could be at like 285 here, right? If you want to play it a little bit more conservatively, right? Wait for the break of the downtrend. That's a conservative, validated entry. Because if it doesn't break the downtrend, technically there's no reason for the trade, right? The trade is break a 3, break of the downtrend. That's where the most amount of buyers will really start to move on in. So if you want to wait and be conservative, wait for the break. If you're like, fuck that, I'm going to pull the trigger at 290 because my stops are at 285 and I'll risk 5 cents a share, go for it. Risk 5 cents a share. If you're like, I'm going to be conservative and wait for confirmation over 3. Yes, you would have 15 cents of risk, but again, you're waiting for confirmation and you don't take the hit of getting prematurely stopped down on a trade that may not work for you. So again, there's so many different ways to trade these types of setups, right? You're either anticipating it, and you just took a loss if you anticipated, which, hey, that's maybe the type of trader you are. I'm going to anticipate 290 holding, break of the downtrend, and the squeeze. If you anticipated this trade, you just took a 5-cent paper cut. If that's a part of your strategy and something that works for you, like that's how I trade, it's fine, right? If you're the conservative trader waiting for that $3 break, guess what? You haven't gotten an entry just yet. So determine the type of trader you are and how you like to trade the market. So we're going to go trade. We're going to go LLAP. We're going to buy. And I might go ahead and jump into the... you got to be kidding me. I am not a fan. I love Fidelity, actually. I love Fidelity. I went ahead and, trying to get an order typed up, looking to get involved with LLAP, and you get that whole trade error. Go ahead and log out, log back in. I'm like, Fidelity, what is going on? Always getting those trade errors. Very odd stuff. All right. So again, everything happens for a reason. So I just have to log out and just log back in. Maybe I get a better price. Maybe I get a better entry here on LLAP. So we'll go ahead and load that sucker back on up. All right. And then wait and see if it's going to get stay above that 290 level. Airbnb, nothing. Roblox, nothing. NVIDIA, nothing. Tesla, nothing just yet. Watching it around this 199 level. Remember, 199 was a lot of resistance. If we fall back below 199 and then come up and test it as resistance, I'll place some put contracts on Tesla. Right now, I'm not touching it. And I'm just kind of watching. There's the SPY off that downtrend for a quick little scalp here. If you guys want to get involved with the SPY. What's today? The 22nd. So if the SPY doesn't break this downtrend here, I'm going to take some put contracts. If the SPY doesn't break the downtrend, I am going to take February 22nd today, 398 puts on the small account right here at $400 resistance. Stops would be over 400. I'm not in just yet. As you guys can see, I'm not in just yet, but I'm thinking about pulling the trigger. Yeah, I just pulled the trigger here as we're starting to see that reaction. Starting to see a little bit of that reaction here on the SPY off that downtrend, off $400 resistance. I'm going to take a quick scalp on the small account, right? Quick 10 contracts here on the SPY. These are those puts off that downtrend, off that $400 resistance. And if we break above 400, I get out. But I want to see a quick drop on off here, maybe back down towards around 399.50 and lock in a quick base hit on the small account, guys, right? This is a small account trade. Stops have to be nice and tight. Right? Stops have to be nice and tight. If we break 400 and break the downtrend, you want to be all out of those puts. You want to be all out of those. Right now, Probably going to start taking half of these off the table just because we're not getting that initial quick drop. We're actually moving on back up. You don't want to be holding this for that break if it does break, right? Should have dropped on off a little bit quicker, and it still has potential, but you want to keep your stops nice and tight here, guys. Nice and tight. $400 stops here on the SPY. We're just taking a quick scalp off that down. There we go. Now we're seeing the drop. Here we go. There's the drop that we're looking for. There we go. We're not really seeing the premiums move that well. We just had a really nice drop, but these contracts aren't really doing a whole lot as far as premium goes. Here we go. We're going to take half, though. We got to do the right thing. We just took half on the small account, and we got 5 contracts as a runner. We're up like $80. We're up like $80 right now. Let's see if we get a new low of day. Can we get a new low of day? We're risk-free on these 5. We're risk-free on these 5. Let's see. Can we get a new low of day? I may just take this completely here because we are probably going to bounce at low of day if we don't crack low of day. I'm going to go ahead and take it for a quick $66 on the small account. I was expecting a little bit more. I was definitely expecting a bit more out of those, but we'll take a quick scalp. 10 contracts in at $93 a piece. That was a $900 investment, and we made $66. So to put that in perspective, guys, right? I know $66 isn't life-changing, right? It's not game-changing, but here's what it looks like when you compound this up, right? When you actually think about base hits, right? When you actually think about base hits, guys, what is this? A $900 investment, right? $900 investment times 0.07% is $63. We just made 7% on a trade. Like, we just made 7% within 2 minutes of our $900 investment. So let's say you had a $2,000 cash account with options. That would have taken 50% of your equity today, correct? Correct. That would have taken 50% of your equity. If you had a $2,000 account, you had just invested $900, you made 63. Let's say you're done for the day now. Let's say your goal is $50. You just hit your $50 goal. What does this look like over the course of a month? There's 20 trading days on average, correct? Correct. So times this profit of, say, $63, multiply that by the 20 trading days per month on average. Look at what you're going to do. Assume you had a $2,000 account and your goal is $50 a day. In this case, you just made $60 very quickly, and it only took, right, $900 of your 2K. And let's say you're done now. If you just did that every single day consistently, you made literally $50, $60 on your small account, which you can see it's possible, right? It's realistic. You can make 60% return on your account every month. Now, that's impressive. To be able to take a $2,000 account and then in 1 month it be at $3,000, and then do that again for month 2, and now it's at $4,500. And before you know it, your 10K account, 15K account, it all started with $50 base hit days, but those accounts can grow substantially when you just allow those little profits to compound on out, right? When you allow those little base hit profits to compound over the course of 10, 20 trading days a month, you can make really good returns on your small account. So a great trade there, guys. In quickly for the quick scalp off the downtrend, off of $400 resistance there on the SPY, locking in a quick $66 on the small account, guys.